Finally, the mic. I get to do karaoke, but since I'm not in good repair, I've had to change that to doing this activity. So this particular experiment is going to talk about what would you do and telling it like it is. So in your handouts, there are two scenarios. There's person A and there's person B on the back side of that paper. Decide now, before you look, who's going to be person A and who's going to be person B. Now that you know your person A or B, here are your instructions. Now you spend a good bit of time learning about individualism and collectivism. This activity works on that premise. Person A will be reading your situation on teamwork. Person B, your response is on the back side of the sheet. That's why I asked you to pick A or B. So person B should not be reading person A's information. You should only be reading what's on the backside, person B. And it is at the bottom where it says, for example, debrief your friend A on the teamwork of situation. That would be person B. All right. So we're going to start first with the teamwork exercise for person A. And while person A is reading their teamwork, person B, go ahead and look on the backside and start reading your information on how to debrief the situation. You will have time as you're reading. As you're done reading, we'll give you about 2 to 3 minutes to read the scenario. Person A, go ahead and write your response to that scenario. And then person B, you can come in and talk about how to debrief that individual and bridge that cultural gap. Any questions? Any questions? All right, no questions. Let's start. Everyone should be here. Person A should be explaining your teamwork situation and reaction to person B. Person B, you're going to debrief person A on their teamwork situation using the sheet. So go ahead and interact with that first step. Sorry to stop the great conversation, but this is a great switch. So now the person B and A will switch positions. So again, referring back to your sheet. Does everyone understand what we're doing thus far? I sure hope you do. All right, wonderful. Everyone's understanding. So back to your sheet. Now person B, you have a scenario. You will read your scenario, and then person A will then debrief you based on the information on the flip side. So take a few moments. So if you're person A, you should not be flipping your sheet. You should still be in person A and drop down to the bottom. Again, these are points 5 and 6 up here on the screen.
Okay.
All right, wonderful. Looks like this is totally engaging for everyone. I just wanted to debrief just a moment on this activity. If you were person A, can you just share out to the group how person B helped you to see and how to work through that bridging cultural piece for yourself? Person A, you played that role.
So my person A explained to me in this scenario that word choice is very important. and I need to be more careful with the way that I say things, because if I'm not, I'm going to hurt someone's feelings.
Did anyone else have that understanding? Everyone's nodding their head in agreement. Yes. Wonderful. Any other thoughts? Yes, Brenda.
I would say, looking at both scenarios, I think the thing that I took away from it is it would be hard to be in either situation if you had a different cultural experience, and that ultimately my thought was, I might try those things, but ultimately I might look for a new job where I was a better fit, because I don't know that I could adjust to some of those cultures. And so I think ultimately finding that fit and the environment that you can work with is important.
Thank you for that statement, and we'll end on that.